Around the world.
Oh,
Grumbled Rohan.
this task is impossible.
Even after going through several encyclopedias and surfing many websites, it was difficult for Rohan to choose one of the 7 wonders of the world. Rohan had a school project to complete. The topic was any one of the 7 wonders of the world. The problem was that each one was so interesting that Rohan wished he could do 7 different projects. More than that, he wished he could actually visit the 7 wonders. Surely, that could make his task easier. Rohan was very tired after doing so much reading. An encyclopedia was on the table. The photograph of the Taj Mahal was in front of him.
I should at least visit the Taj Mahal.
Thought Rohan hopefully.
After all, it is in India.
Still thinking about it, Rohan dozed off. When he woke up, Rohan found himself on a train.
What? When? How?
Rohan wondered. When he asked the other passengers, he learned that they were heading for Agra.
Wow, I'm going to finally see the Taj Mahal.
He said to himself. The 360-year-old monument was even more beautiful than in the pictures Rohan had seen of it. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife Queen Mumtaz Mahal and was completed in 1648 CE. Taj Mahal means Crown Palace. The grave of Mumtaz Mahal is in the lower chamber. The Taj Mahal was built by more than 20,000 workers and took about 22 years to complete. In those days, it cost 32 million rupees. The Taj Mahal is a part of a huge complex which includes a main gateway, a beautiful garden, a mosque, a guest house, and several other grand buildings. The Taj is at the far end of this complex, with the river Yamuna running behind it.
I think I will do my project on the Taj Mahal. Surely, it is the most beautiful creation ever.
Suddenly, Rohan found himself on an airplane, headed west for Jordan.
I'm going to see the ancient city of Petra.
He thought. He was very excited. Petra is a treasure of the ancient world. It is behind some mountains. It is about 262 kilometers south of Amman, the capital city of Jordan. It was part of the Nabatean kingdom more than 2,000 years ago. The Petra Basin consists of over 800 monuments, including buildings, tombs, baths, funeral halls, temples, gateways and streets, one monument leading to the next. These monuments were mostly carved from sandstone by its inhabitants. It existed for around 400 years before being lost for almost 300 years. It was rediscovered in 1812 CE.
Truly amazing,
thought Rohan as he saw the Red Rose City late in the afternoon, the time of the day when it looked its best.
Maybe I should do my project on this beautiful city.
However, before he could make up his mind, he found himself heading further west towards Italy, in Europe, on yet another airplane.
Great,
he thought.
Now it's time to see the Roman Colosseum.
The Colosseum was the first permanent amphitheater to be built in Rome. It is one of the greatest monuments built by the ancient Romans. Around 50,000 spectators could sit in it. It had about 80 entrances so that crowds could arrive and leave easily. The people sat around a central arena. Above the ground were 4 stories. The lowest story was reserved for important people. Below the ground were rooms and cages containing wild animals. The cages could be lifted to allow the animals to appear in the middle of the arena. Roman emperors used the Colosseum to entertain their people with free shows. These usually started with comical acts and displays of strange and unusual animals from different countries, and ended with fights between animals and people. Although the Colosseum was destroyed by an earthquake in 847 CE and is now in ruins, Rohan still felt it was one of the most interesting monuments he had seen.
Should I do my project on the Colosseum?
Before he could decide, Rohan was on yet another airplane.
Fantastic!
He thought aloud.
Now I just have to visit the Chichen Itza in Mexico, the Statue of Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, Machu Picchu in Peru, and finally the Great Wall of China. That will complete my tour.
It was the best day of Rohan's life. He couldn't wait to get back to Bengaluru, where he lived, to tell all his friends about his adventures. Rohan smiled and then felt himself being shaken.
Oh no!
He thought.
I hate it when the weather is bad.
However, he opened his eyes to find a very annoyed librarian staring down at him. He had fallen asleep with the book lying open in front of him. Rohan apologized to the librarian and quickly left the library, wishing he had been allowed to finish his dream. Maybe it would have made it easier to decide.